After playing soccer, Bart waits for Homer to pick him up. At the Simpson residence, Marge reminds Homer to do so on her way out the door, but Homer is so focused on the game show that he doesn't hear what Marge said, and he forgets to pick up Bart. Bart is left alone as the storm approaches. At his house, Milhouse is writing a strange sentence Trabpoo on the wall. He recites the words before his father, Kirk, comes and sees what Milhouse is doing. He angrily scolds Milhouse for writing on the walls and grounds him by sending him to his room, where they both leave the room. There's a mere reflection that Trabpoo Kip is in fact pick up Bart spelled backwards. Meanwhile, back home, many occurrences such as what is most likely a documentary former Green Bay NFL quarterback Brian Bartlett's star telling a true story of his retirement from playing on the team in real life and transition to coaching in 1971 remind Homer that he was meant to do something important, but he cannot recall what. When Homer finally remembers what to do after a horrible daydream about seeing Bart's skeleton on the soccer field, he rushes there to try to pick up Bart. Upon arriving, Homer finds Bart completely soaked, and when Homer gives Bart a sundae, leaves his head covered in ice cream. Homer, knowing that Bart's anger is truly justified, carefully tries to put the issue behind them. However, Bart nevertheless remains furious at Homer for almost forgetting to pick him up and refuses to even make any eye contact with him. Bart then angrily imagines Homer's face melting while Homer moans, "Now how about a hug?" in a frightening voice. When they return home, Bart watches Krusty the Clown host Tuesday Night Live, which is so bad as Bart missing the days when Joe Piscopo was a cast member. When a commercial for a mentor program called Bigger Brothers comes up, which is for any boy who lost their father and just needs an older male influence. This gives him an idea, and he goes to the Bigger Brothers agency disguising himself with an accent as a brave young boy whose father left him 6 years ago. Afterwards, Bart is assigned a big brother called Tom, who Bart first meets when he comes to school to pick Bart up by letting him ride on the back of his motorcycle. Later on, Bart and Tom meet up for Tomato Day at the Springfield Stadium. The purpose of the tomatoes is revealed when a recruiter from the Springfield Communist Party is introduced on the field before the start of the game. He is pelted with tomatoes before he can begin his speech, and remarks that at least better than Dart Day. Afterwards, they go lift weights and watch Ren and Stimpy. Eventually, Homer finds out about Bart's bigger brother and angrily confronts him about the issue. Homer plans to go to the Bigger Brothers agency to get revenge by being assigned a replacement son. There, he is assigned a child named Pepi, whom he calls Pepsi for a brief period. Homer shows Pepi the garage door, a wonder of modern technology, and the two look at the stars together. Meanwhile, back at the Simpsons household, Marge finds a $378.53 phone bill for calls made to the Corey hotline. Because of this, Marge heads up to talk to Lisa, who is hiding in her room. As the entrance is decorated with a Corey poster, Marge tells Lisa that she understands what Lisa's going through, and that when she was a girl, she had a crush on a young man named Bobby Sherman. This revelation causes Lisa to laugh uproariously. Even so, in the end, Lisa promises her mother, "You'll never be billed for another call." However, Lisa continues to make calls to the hotline from such places as Dr. Hibbert's office, Retirement Castle, and from a phone at Springfield Elementary. After Principal Skinner catches her calling the hotline, he calls Marge. In Skinner's office, Marge suggests that Lisa try to go until midnight without calling the hotline. If she can do so, she'll have conquered her addiction. Lisa is eventually able to accomplish after a struggle. Elsewhere, Homer takes Pepi to Marine World to attend Big Brother's Day. Tom also takes Bart there. After Homer runs into Bart, Tom tells Bart not to talk to strangers and begins to lead him away from Homer. Homer states that he is Bart's father, as Bart has told Tom many false or relatively over-exaggerated stories of Homer being a terrible parent. Tom halts and asks Homer with barely restrained anger, "His father, the drunken gambler?" Homer, seeing nothing wrong with the connection, instinctively and cheerfully replies, "That's right, and who might be you?" Tom punches Homer in the face, beginning a brawl between the two men. Homer manages to make Tom by fighting dirty, distracting Tom by saying there's a troubled kid nearby and punching him. He looks away. The fight rages across Springfield, with Homer tackling Tom into a china shop and then sending him back out with an uppercut. At one point, Homer and Tom tumble down one side of Springfield Gorge and fight their way up the other side. In the end, Tom stuns Homer with a series of punches and causes him to bend painfully backwards over a hydrant, dislocating vertebrae in his spine and leaving him paralyzed. Homer ends up in a stretcher, and Bart, who feels guilty for indirectly causing the fight, gets ready to ride with him to the hospital. Tom is left without a child to take care of, and Pepi without a big brother. Seeing this, Bart makes an obvious conclusion, telling them that Tom should become Pepi's big brother. Tom and Pepi agree and start hanging out with each other. Afterwards, Bart and Homer reconcile and they sit on the couch. Homer teaches Bart how to fight dirty, like he did with Tom.